You know, sometimes life feels unbearably heavy. You wake up in the morning and already feel tired before the day even begins. You scroll through your phone, comparing your life to everyone else's highlight reel, and a small voice inside whispers, "Maybe I'm not enough. Maybe I was never meant to be more than this." Have you ever felt that? That quiet emptiness? Like you're just existing, not really living. You try to put on a smile, go to work, handle responsibilities, but deep down, there's this ache, a question that keeps haunting you. Do I even matter? Was I made for something more? Or is this all there is? I get it, because I've been there too, feeling invisible in a world that moves too fast, carrying wounds no one else sees, wondering if your mistakes, your failures, or even the opinions of others have already defined your destiny. But here's the truth you need to hear right now. You are not an accident. You are not a random result of chance. You are a masterpiece, handcrafted with intention, with love, with purpose. Even in the moments you feel forgotten, you are deeply known. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Because your life is not just a series of random events. You are a miracle, created by the hands of the Creator himself. So why do so many of us lose sight of that truth? Why is it that even though we were created with intention, we often live like we're just drifting through life? The problem is, we live in a world that constantly tells us we're not enough. From the moment we wake up, there are voices shouting at us, "Be thinner, be richer, be smarter, be more successful." And if you don't meet those impossible standards, you feel like you're failing. Think about it. You scroll through social media and it looks like everyone else has their life figured out. They've got the dream job, the perfect family, the flawless lifestyle. And you're just trying to hold it together. That comparison starts to eat away at your soul. You stop seeing yourself as valuable, and instead, you see yourself as broken, behind, or forgotten. And then there are the personal struggles, the mistakes you can't seem to forget, the rejection that left you scarred, the silent battles with anxiety, loneliness, or self-doubt. All of that piles up until you begin to believe a lie. Maybe I was never meant for more. Maybe I don't matter. But here's what's really happening. You've let the noise of the world drown out the truth of who you are. The world defines you by your performance, your appearance, your bank account, your popularity. But none of those things can ever measure your worth. At the core, the problem isn't that you're weak or broken, it's that you've forgotten whose hands shaped you. You've let society, failure, and fear write your story, instead of remembering the one who wrote it before you even took your first breath. So, if the problem is forgetting who made us, how do we find our way back? The answer isn't about chasing more success or pretending everything is fine or trying to fit into someone else's version of enough. The path forward is much simpler. It starts with remembering. Remembering that your worth doesn't come from what you achieve, but from who created you. The same hands that shaped the mountains, painted the skies, and set the stars in place. Those hands shaped you. And here's the key. You don't need to take giant leaps to start living differently. Sometimes it's about the small, quiet choices you make every day. Choosing to silence the voice of comparison. Choosing to see yourself not through the lens of failure, but through the eyes of the one who sees you as precious. Choosing to believe that even in your struggles, you are still a masterpiece in progress. It's about shifting your focus. Instead of asking, "Am I enough for the world?" start asking, "Who does God say I am?" Because when you anchor your identity there, the pressure lifts. You begin to see that you were never meant to earn your worth. You were created with it. That's the doorway to hope. That's how you begin to live, not as someone defined by their past or their pain, but as someone chosen, loved, and made for a purpose. Let me share a story with you. There was a young man who felt like his life was over before it even began. He grew up with dreams, but failure seemed to follow him everywhere. He lost opportunities, lost friendships, and eventually he lost hope. Every night he would lie in bed thinking, maybe the world wouldn't even notice if I disappeared. One day, in the middle of that darkness, he stumbled across a simple verse. For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. Psalm 139:13. For the first time, he realized, I'm not a mistake. I was made on purpose. That single truth didn't erase his problems overnight, but it lit a fire inside him. Slowly, he began to see his failures not as proof he was worthless, but as stepping stones shaping him into who he was meant to be. He started helping others who felt forgotten, and in doing so, he discovered his calling. What changed? Not his circumstances at first. What changed was his perspective. He finally believed he was handcrafted by the Creator, and that made him priceless. And that same truth is waiting for you. Even in your lowest moment, you are not abandoned. Your story isn't finished yet. So here's what I want you to take with you. You are a miracle. Not because of what you've achieved, not because of what others think of you, but because you were crafted by the hands of the Creator. Every breath you take is proof that your life still carries purpose. When the world tells you you're not enough, remember this. You are already more than enough in the eyes of the one who made you. And nothing, no failure, no rejection, no mistake, can erase that truth. So lift your head, walk forward. You are not here by accident. You are here because the world needs the light only you can bring. If this message spoke to your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs hope today. And if you want more encouragement like this, make sure to subscribe because we're on this journey together. Remember, you are the work of a Creator who doesn't make mistakes.